Hello, let's go ahead and talk about finding the whole of a proportion. Now, just be mindful that when we're finding the whole of a proportion, that we are looking for the whole of what percent we were looking at. So let's take a look at one. Okay, in the example, it says 91 is 70% of what number? Now, what you need to understand is means equals, okay? That the only one it will work on is if it is for the whole of a proportion. Is means equals. So let's look at this. Let's go ahead and set up our part over whole proportion. Going to draw our line, our equal, and our line. Now, we know we have our percent, so it's 70%. So we're going to do 70 over 100. Now, we have that equal sign. If you notice, it says 91 is 70%. So, be mindful that it's saying it's a part equals a part. Now, I understand that kind of sounds kind of weird, but in all honesty, though, it's not saying a whole. We know that 100 is a whole, but it's saying 91 is 70%. So whatever's on the whole part, 91 is at 70% of whatever that whole is. So we're going to put 91 right there. Now notice I have an empty space. That empty space is going to have a variable. That variable can be any letter, but today we're going to use X. So I have 91X equals 70 over 100. So let's go through our steps. 1 is set up, what we just did. 2 is multiply. 3 is divide. So we've already set up, so we need to multiply. And what I call multiply a butterfly. Or if it helps you, what you can actually do is you can just go on ahead and push and put arrows so that you're not losing your spot. So X times 70 and 100 times 91. Now let's go on ahead and set this up. 70 times X is 70X. Here's the reason why. Technically there's a 1 in front of that X, which is called the coefficient. 1 times 70 is 70. The X tags along because it really can't go anywhere right now. So let's go ahead and put our equal sign. And then we go, I always like to cover up the zeros on the end of the 100. And 91 times 1 is 91. I just have to add 2 zeros on the end because I didn't use it. If you want to do long division or long multiplication, you're more than welcome to. It's just an easy little trick so that you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of zeros going into multiplying. So our next step, our third step, was to divide. I'm going to divide each side by the number in front of the X, which is called the coefficient. So I'm going to divide 70X divided by 70. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Now, if you notice, I actually have a 0 down here and I have 2 up top. But what I can do is I can cancel out one of those zeros because I can cancel out one of the bottom zeros. Now in this case, I want to go ahead and do long division because it just makes sense. So let's go ahead and do the long division. Do my division sign. What goes in the house is 910. What goes outside is 7. So remember, top in, bottom out. How many times can 7 go into 9? It can go 1 time. So 9 minus 7 is 2. I'm going to bring down my 1. How many times can 7 go into 21? It can go 3 times. So 3 times 7 is 21. Bring down my 0. I still have an extra 0, which is right here. So that 0 actually comes up. If it doesn't get used, it always comes up. So my answer is x equals 130. All you have to do is actually just put that in for x. And if it helps you, you can take 130 and multiply it times 0.70 to see if maybe you can get that answer, just to find the 70%. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I hope you have a great day.